Hello YouTube, I'm back with the next BattleBots review, and today I have the Mechadon McDonald's toy, and this was one of the 8, actually really one of the 7 BattleBots that were actually converted into a toy, and you can tell because it's got the BattleBots logo on top. I don't know if you can see it particularly that well in this video. Okay, there's a pretty good shot right there. It'll probably show up better when we actually view it live, but this is obviously based on the Las Vegas 1999 version because the little stub on the front here, which I believe there was something on the front of it. Oh, I don't even know if it actually had a purpose other than maybe for direction. I don't really know, but the Mechadon did not move in that direction at all. I have no idea, but it wasn't on future releases, so I'm thinking this is some way it was being used to control it. And this is obviously the very first version of Mechadon that actually was made by Mark Satrakian. Later on, because later on you see it without the nub on the front here. And this is a pretty decent replica of Mechadon. The strange thing is, if you look on the actual bag for these, when they first came out, it was purple. No idea why. Whether that was just to be more aimed at kids, I don't know. But I don't think even Ankle Biter had that unusual color. But what makes this toy relatively unique is that it is a wind-up toy. And that's what on the other side, there's a little knob here. I'm going to show a little bit of how this works. You know, right here. And I'll just move the wheels. This is just to get a starting point, and then I'll actually wind it up, and you can see how it moves fully. If you look carefully, the legs move. I don't know if I can show it. Yeah, it's a little difficult to tell because I'm kind of rocking it back and forth a little bit. Let's see if I can stabilize myself and get it to move a little bit better. You probably can't see it that well, and it might be because, yeah, see, I can't really see if I put it on my hand. Maybe that'll do a little bit better. No, okay, so maybe you're not going to get a full picture if I do it that way. This will give you some idea. It's going to do something like this, but when we wind it up, it'll be a little more interesting, I think. Let's see if I can. Should still work. I haven't really wound it up for much of any reason whatsoever. You can hear it. There you go. That's about all it does. I mean, it's a nice idea, but the whole point of it is if you look underneath, here are the little wheels, and it's going to roll like this. Or, you know, the way around. I don't really know. I've actually never done it before, and then if I put it down here to show you, you would not see it. I'd have to get like some other surface to show you. No, I don't think I have anything off, you know, at the moment that I could use to show it. Maybe in a future video I can just kind of demonstrate how it would work, but that was the general idea. You can just picture it just kind of walking across. I mean, this is obviously a pretty decent replica of Mechadon, although the feet do not touch the ground at all. This may have been just so the mechanism would actually work, because if they actually had the feet on the ground, it would probably not move very well. And they wanted to make it a little more interesting for kids. I mean, walking very slowly, as Mechadon did in the, both the Las Vegas night, both in all of its appearances, didn't really all that, wasn't. I mean, it was probably good for its time, but you look back on it and go, oh, it's pretty darn slow for what it does. And yes, you can probably tell. That's the only thing. These sections do not move. They are fixed in place, unlike its actual appearances, where the body could pivot in all kinds of directions. Probably in some ways, it actually kind of makes it more competitive because now it doesn't suffer from the same problems it had before. Because one of the problems it suffered is all that movement, it couldn't get off the floor. I mean, it was flipped over by. It ended up losing to Ginsu, despite the fact that Ginsu was out first and probably should have been counted out. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Ginsu was knocked out. They considered that Mechadon was still moving, although, in my opinion, that's not true. If you can't physically move around the arena, this is why. Or at least in circles. Even in moving in circles would be more evident than that. I mean, just moving around, one back and forth, and kind of little circular motions should not count as movement. That would be like making your saw blade moving. Oh, see, I'm moving. I'm doing okay here. Except you're not. You're not moving. And that's why in later seasons, you get counted out if you can't move fully in a circle. Although it still did not prove true until, partially I think, until Biohazard took on Son of Waiachi. You can look that up yourself. I'm not going to spoil the fight for you. But one thing to note is if you look here, you can see these little black strips. I think these are obviously part of the mechanism. I'm not quite sure how yet. Yeah, I think I'm not. You can see, I think they are individual. So in other words, these are probably connected together all the way across here. See, they kind of line up with each other. Same thing on the other side here. And it's all kind of like they go straight across. So I've never actually opened this up, and I don't know. I don't think I have the tool to actually get in there to do it. But obviously, if you were to open it up, you'd probably see the mechanism that makes this work. It's a wind-up toy, so there'd probably be a little mechanism back in here that would hold this together and go all the way to the front. But, I mean, this is a pretty decent replica. It's too bad it's not gray like the real robot. They may have thought, it's kind of boring. And want to make it a little more child-friendly, if you will. Kind of like the Tombstone Hex Bug. The blade is red, even though he did have a red blade, but which was a bit more accurate, but not the same blade. But yeah, it's a pretty decent toy, and I'd also review the Mechadon Pocket Bot. I don't have it. I don't want it, because personally, I don't think it's going to be all that good. It's not going to be very competitive at fighting either. This would be more competitive in fighting, to be honest, because it's actually quote-unquote wheeled, so it's just able to drive around on itself. Yeah, I don't think it's very difficult to show this off well. Maybe give it one more wind just before I end the episode here. Just the tough part is getting into, because it's got such a small knob. There's a final little demonstration of how this toy works. So that's my review on the Mechadon McDonald's toy. Thanks.